Bum, bum, ba-da-da, bum, bum. Hey, it's a happy Bendy on a Friday. Do we get lasers today? You're at home, Parker. I don't know if you can. Can you do lasers?
Yeah, that was like premature lasers. They were happening.
Hey, there we are.
Yeah, there we go.
It's a win. They get a win. So we get lasers here on a Friday. Welcome to the Blue Review presented by LAX. I am Marcus Grant with Greg Bergman and Parker Bell. No Jeff Spiegel today because we realized literally moments before the show started. Jeff is doing extreme things today. He is extreme racing, right? We think it's a Ragnar race. Is that what we're thinking, Greg?
I think so because it's a relay. It's a massive relay race that 200 miles over 29 hours. 200 miles relay race. I hope there are 200 people within this race where everybody does 1 mile.
Right? You think, right? I have seen vans because I know they do these races all over the country. And I want to say I saw one. I didn't see the actual race, but I saw a couple of vans of teams like right around San Diego once upon a time. And if I recall right, it's like a team of like 8 to 10 people.
That's a lot of running.
And so like you run a little bit, and then I guess somebody like a wrestling tag team, somebody like tags in, and then like when you're done, you get back in the van and you hang out and rest up, and then the next person runs a little bit until they tap out, and then it just kind of rotates like that for like I think he says 29 hours, so a little more than a full day.
Yeah, so the one in Cali, I was gonna say, runs from San Diego to Huntington Beach. So just for a visual for us California listeners or viewers.
All right. So I'm not going to say where he lives, but I think it's called. I think I found it, so I just won't say where he lives.
Okay.
He is on the West Coast. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Well, he is now. I know he is an Oregon Duck, and I know they have one up there in the state of Oregon.
It's the Oregon. It's the Oregon too.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did I just out him? Did
I
just blow up Jeff's spot?
No,
sorry, Jeff.
Who cares? Like if he gets in trouble for that, I don't know.
Here's the thing. If somebody comes after, just get in the van, Jeff. Just get in the van. So anyway, that's a long way of saying Jeff's not going to be here today to help us celebrate this victory against the Colorado Rockies. The Dodgers do get the split in Denver over the week and get ready for a huge series against the Padres. We will talk about yesterday. We will look forward to this weekend. But first, as always, I want to give a shout out to the folks at LAX. Los Angeles International Airport, transforming the travel experience. They are saving guests time. For more information, you can go to flylax.com/transforminglax. You can even pretend to be an airplane like Parker pantomiming down there on the screen. So, all right.
Also, we just to do it once.
We should do it every day.
It every single day, just so everyone always remembers that we will be starting on September 2nd. We will be at 6:30 a.m. 6:30 a.m. If you miss 6:30 a.m., we will be replaying it at 10 a.m. But please join us live in the chat. We're going to talk a lot with the chat like we always do, and at 6:30 in the morning. So please make that change with us.
Just So if you have one of those like electric coffee makers that you can like schedule, like try to schedule it for a little bit earlier, schedule it for like 6:15. And then
let's just all start our Mamba grind. Start getting up at 4 a.m. and just get in the gym and then doing the Blue Review.
Yeah. I laugh, I joke, but that's going to be at least our life from September 2nd until whenever the Dodgers season ends. So, hopefully not soon. So yesterday, the Dodgers offense shows up. They get a 9-5 win over the Colorado Rockies. Chase Dollander, the starter, got knocked around a little bit. I mean, he starts the game with a walk to Mookie Betts, and then the very first pitch he throws to Freddie Freeman says bye-bye. So I said this on Monday and Tuesday. I'm going to say it again here on Friday. Please explain this team to me. I don't understand them.
Well, they're a very up and down team. I mean, what was it? They had like 4 or 5 hits on Monday, and then they had 16 hits on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday they had 4 or 5 hits, and they had 12 hits yesterday. So, and by the way, those 12 hits were with Michael Conforto batting in the cleanup spot and 3 other guys that will never see the light of day once everybody is healthy. So it's one of possibly the worst lineup they have put out in 2 years. And I'm counting the Kevin Biggio lineups.
Whoa.
That they still somehow put a lot of runs and a lot of hits. So that just goes to show you what Coors Field does to a team. Now, I'm actually a little bit glad, Parker, that they had these ups and downs, and because if they would have just smoked all 4 games in Colorado, it messes with team swings because the air there is just so different. And we saw it, and I mentioned it at the beginning of the series. Minnesota came off a hot series in Colorado and then couldn't hit the ball against the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. Toronto came off a crazy hot, one of the craziest hot series in all of baseball history, where they had like 40 hits and like 30 some runs. It was insane what they did over their 3-game series. And they were cold the entire Toronto series. So hoping that this is one of those things where they go into the series against the Padres and are in a medium spot, kind of still feeling their bats.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird way to put it, but I think they did Colorado correctly. Obviously, you would have not wanted to split, would have wanted to get more wins in the series. But in terms of how they put up the runs, they weren't just hitting jacks, floating those balls up. They actually were just making contact. And as Marcus has been saying, all season long, put the ball in play.
Put it in play.
And they were doing that. And of course, it was great to see Pages get his first road home run.
Yeah.
But yeah, both the home runs weren't just like, I mean, Freddie's went deep, but like that's Colorado, but it looked like a good swing. So I liked what we saw in Colorado. I liked the pitching performance, of course, out of Kershaw, Marcus. Overall, I'm feeling good going into this San Diego series. I think that meant mentality-wise, we said the same thing when they had issues before the last Padres series. We're like, okay, maybe it was decent that they got kind of beat around a bit, because now they're going into a more serious series with an actual like, hey, we got to step up mentality.
Yeah, I mean, look, that I think is key. Obviously, this team, for as frustrating as they can be, we know they have a history of locking in and playing their best baseball whenever they face their toughest opponent. So that is certainly good. It was good, I think, in some ways that a lot of guys got to have the day off yesterday, right? I mean, Shohei was able to get the day off. Now I think about it, I guess it was just kind of Shohei, right? Because Freddie played and Mookie played and Will Smith played, Pages played. So in terms of kind of the guys they're counting on, Shohei at least got the day of rest, especially necessary after he took that line drive off his leg a couple of days ago. So hopefully things are ready to go. He got to sleep in. Yeah, Dave Roberts told him sleep in. Don't come to the ballpark early. Enjoy the day off. I think the other part of it that was sort of nice, Greg, is that they sort of got to hold back some of their bigger bullpen arms. I know Vesia came in to pitch the 9th inning and close it out, but it was a day we didn't have to see Bonda or Trinan. And on top of it, Greg, maybe we see the return of Kirby Yates and or Tanner Scott this weekend too.
And we will see the return of them. Tanner Scott is going to be activated today, and Kirby Yates will be activated on Saturday. So you're getting 2 big bullpen pieces back, which is fantastic. Now they just need to pitch like they were paid to do and pitch. I'm
glad you said it like that and not pitch the way they were pitching. Because
no, where they were paid to pitch, where that needs to be. And I feel like there's a lot of that. Tanner Scott was with the Padres last year. You always want to beat the team that you just left right before all that. I know he wasn't there for very long, but the fact of the matter was that he was there last year. And I'm still very happy about it. And the fact that we're getting these guys back. And I didn't understand why they used Alex Vesia last night. I don't think they wanted to, but it was a 9-5 game. They decided to think we cannot give this one away, so got to go to Vesia. But I just would have liked him to be more available for all 3 games of that series next year, or at least 2 of the 3. You can still get him for 2 of the 3, but I just would have liked 1 less inning out of Vesia.
No, I'm with you, but I also agree. I think Dave Roberts is like, look, the Rockies had scored a couple in the 8th inning. They made it sort of interesting, and they had gotten to the point where they were in Grand Slam range, right? So all of a sudden, whoever, if you put Sauer back out there, I don't think Sauer would have gone out for a 3rd inning, but if you send somebody out there and walk a couple of guys, you get a little flare that falls in. Next thing you know, the tying runs at the plate, and it's trouble. So I think Dave Roberts is just like, yeah, I prefer not to use Vesia, but let's just make sure we lock this one down. So I can't be totally mad with that decision process right there. Last night, Greg, you sent us an interesting text about the lineup from Oklahoma City, the OKC.
Oh, yeah.
And Parker, one of the things that you noticed, aside from a guy named Funkhauser in the lineup, the outfield there in OKC. I mean, it was it was Stewie Ruiz in right field. It was Kike Hernandez in center field. It was Ha-Seong Kim in left field. Parker, are we thinking this is maybe foreshadowing of what could be coming when Kim's back with the big club?
Hey. So, it looks like...
Was that Fat Albert?
Comments. It looks like the Dodgers are preparing for just opening up their optionality. And we've been talking all season about, do we want to see Ha-Seong back in the outfield? And usually we lean towards no. But if you have guys like Miguel who are actually hitting pretty decent since he's been having to be an everyday guy, and then you got guys like Freeland who absolutely are not, although, hey, credit to him.
He had a decent series.
Good series against Colorado.
Games. Yeah.
It does lead me to think we're going to see some Teo off days, and you're going to get a good amount of Ha-Seong in the outfield. Whether it's temporary or not, who knows? I think it's just going to be spot starts. But yeah, Marcus, I can see it happening, and I would be open to it because I want guys who can get on base. Granted, he had a little rough start before he got hurt, but it was, I believe, that shoulder was really, really, really bothering him at the plate. So if he's fully good and he starts getting on base again, putting balls in play, like we keep saying, let's do it.
So let's game this out, Greg. Let's look at what this defensive outfield, the fielding would look like, right? When Kim and Kike are back, knowing that we're still probably a couple of weeks away from Tommy Edman being back, knowing we're who knows how long from Max Muncy, fingers crossed that it is not season ending. Outfield left to right, what? Like Kim / Kike? Well,
left.
Pages in center. I mean, are we stuck with Teoscar Hernandez in right field? Is that a thing that's just not changing right now?
We lost his mic.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, say it again. I can't hear you anymore.
Okay, so some combination of Kim and Kike Hernandez in left field, Pages in center. Are we absolutely stuck on the idea that Teo is going to be the right fielder now?
I don't want that by any means. Teo should be the left fielder. I don't know how many more times we can say that over an entire 162 game season, because we've been saying it since the beginning of the season. This just isn't because he had some mishaps or a lot of mishaps in right field. He should be the left fielder. He's not a good right fielder, and it's too important for the position. But anyway, they're not going to move him right now. I think a lot of what they were doing with Mookie, where they had that closed door meeting that wasn't a closed door meeting, but was actually a closed door meeting, like what is real, what is not. I think what they were doing there was just like starting the conversation that we're not going to do this right away, but we're going to really put it on Teo. You need to be better. If you're not, Mookie's on board. We had the meeting. It's available. He's ready to do it if we need him to, but we're not going to do it now. So he's going to be the shortstop for now. But if you start being absolutely terrible over there, we're moving to left, and Mookie's going to go to right. The conversation has begun. So my light feels weird. But either way, so I do think that's what it is. It's going to be for the now, Teo in right, Paz in center, and then one of Kike or Kim in left field until Edman comes back. And then that's when things really start to change, because you can make some different moves there where you can put Edman in center and hopefully Pajes in right.
That's the thing.
And Teo in left.
That's the thing. I think when Edman comes back, then I think you can make an easier case to move Teoscar Hernandez to left field. You could put Andy Pajes in right, where, I mean, he's been playing great defensively all year long. He had to play late in the game, was the 8th or 9th inning. They moved him to left field to put Justin Dean in center, and a ball like bangs off the wall and he holds somebody to a long single. I mean, that was, I think, a really good example.
I was so happy.
He threw it to the right guy.
Off the wall, to second base. It was all just so
right.
nice.
But I think that's a good example of the growth that Andy Pajes has shown defensively. And you've seen it. We've seen it a lot the last few months, especially. Teams aren't running on Andy Pages. Even if he occasionally throws the ball to the wrong base, teams generally aren't running on Andy Pages. So I think you move him to right field. You put Edman in center. You can put Teo in left. That way you keep his bat. Then that begs the question, what happens in the infield? I would assume in the short term, Parker, Buddy Kennedy has a hard time finding at bats. I would think they move Freeland back to third, and then you can play either, Rojas or Hesong Kim at second base and sort of fill out that infield that way.
That's probably the most likely scenario there. I just, until Edman comes in, you won't get the full situation and riffs of what can happen. So I think Hesong will be another kind of interesting part there. I mean, Kike can play a little third too. So you don't know what they're going to do, because even with all this being said, they could just leave Conforto out there the whole time. We just don't know what they're saying up there at the top. So I really don't want to see that, but it could very well be a possibility because, hey, the guys might just not be fully ramped up coming back from injuries. So it could be longer than we think. We still have to be patient. But going into this Padres series, I'm more worried about, and I think we're going to see it, is the bullpen and the pitching situation.
Yeah, the bullpen is going to be key to this. By the way, I'm starting, at least I want to start a petition to, for the time being, just make Alex Call the everyday left fielder.
Fine.
Just please.
I would have done it when he wasn't hitting, and now that he hit in Colorado, yes. I want it even more. He should be out there anyway.
Just Hugh Blondie.
Conforto getting the cleanup spot and going 0 for 4 is just everything that you would expect to do. I know he had the sac fly, but other than that, he was nothing. He struck out with the bases loaded. He's just not a good baseball player right now. He's a professional. He is what he is, but why are we going to continue this? I understand the $17 million, but at some point you just eat it. Put a call out there. He's worth like $400,000. Just put him out there. Make it happen.
I have sort of enjoyed Dave Roberts kind of being little league dad with Conforto, like every time he gets a hit, like throwing his hands up, buddy. Right. He's become very much the little league dad with Michael Conforto, which
it's three guys: Jeff Spiegel, Andrew Friedman, and Dave Roberts.
Yeah, Jeff Spiegel. The fact that he loves this guy so much and is not backing off it. Yeah. I think he's just trolling.
I think he might not ever admit it to us in the text chat, or certainly not on this show. I think it's a bit at this point. I think he's just rolling with it. I think he's rolling with it in part because he knows it makes you irritated. Greg,
I think that's what it is too. And I just like fighting with it. I don't really care what he says. It's just fun when he does it. I just like to make fun of him. By the way, I just want to say, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, to everybody, to all the folks in the chat, just peek behind the curtain. Anytime Conforto does anything like slightly good, I know I'm gonna get a text notification. Either I'm sending it, or Jeff's sending it, or somebody is sending it, just because it's become a running.
Just little eye emojis. Yeah.
That's all it is. Anytime something happens.
So I get ahead of it. He gets a hit, and I go, "Shut up." But either way, Reezy in the chat, and I'm sure he's getting frustrated right now because we are apparently bashing Teo. It's not really bashing. We didn't say we don't like him or think he's a bad player. He's actually hitting the ball very well. Yeah. He's just not a right fielder.
Not a right fielder.
If that's bashing to say that he's still going to play and move to left, I think. And then at some point in there, he said, "At least say defensively." I think that's pretty obvious.
Oh, yeah. We will explicitly say defensively, he is not getting the job.
Yeah,
right. It's pretty ESPN, obvious, no?
Head over to ESPN socials. There's a Marcus rant in there. And even within the rant, it's like, Teo's still our guy. He's just quite literally 37th of 39 right fielders.
Literally, I love that. I loved that rant so much. It was just so fun. You were going, and I'm like, I'm going to sit back.
Yeah, I caught a glimpse, and you were like, everything short of putting your feet up on the desk. You were just like,
I thought about it. I actually thought about it.
Just to be clear, we are frustrated with Teoscar Hernandez defensively, and I think that's also when I said, are they stuck with him in right field? It's because it's knowing that you're not going to take his bat out of the lineup, right? But also at the same point, knowing that you have to figure out a spot for him. You're not going to DH him as long as Shohei Ohtani is walking the planet. So in that regard, you're stuck with him playing right field. You love his bat. You love his offensive production. It's just trying to figure out a spot for him where he's not going to hurt you too badly in the field. And so that's what I mean when I say stuck with Teo Hernandez in right field.
And I don't want to speak for you, Parker, but when you were saying to take him out of the lineup, I think you were saying a random off day, not that you want him not in the lineup.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
A rest.
I mean, everybody could use
a rest day.
Sleep in, Teo.
Everybody could use a rest day. The Dodgers are in a stretch of I think it's 13 straight game days. Like, it's been a minute since they have had a day off because I mean that's just sort of the way the schedule goes. I mean the last so they had one last Thursday, and they will not have another off day until next Thursday. So they got the 3 against the Padres, then they come home. They've got 3 against the Reds. So it's going to be a while still until they get another off day. So
Padres.
All right. So I guess we should dive into that. We've wasted a good 22 minutes, and we have not talked about the Padres series. Obviously, coming off the sweep of them last weekend, you have to feel a little bit positive, but they are playing some good baseball right now. Blake Snell tonight against Yu Darvish. Tyler Glasnow on Saturday against Nestor Cortez. Maybe he'll load the bases and pitch to Freddie Freeman again. And then on Sunday, it'll be Yoshinobu Yamamoto against Nick Pivetta. I mean, simple question, fellas. The lights are on. It's a big series. Everybody is watching. Do we get the real Dodgers this weekend?
See, that's the hope. I think for the last few weeks and maybe a little bit longer, every time that they play the good team, they look good. And when they play the bad team, they look bad. This is one of those situations. Now, last week, if you looked at the pitching matchups, I think it was about even. Maybe you would give the Dodgers a little bit of an edge, but they had a lot of their top guys. They had Cease. Who was it on Friday? They had Cease and Darvish on the weekend.
Did we lose Greg's mic, or am I not hearing it?
Oh, yep. No, we may have lost.
I think we lost Greg's mic.
I know he's making so many valid points.
He's got so much to say. Like
talking to myself.
Hey, there you are. Now you're back.
I know you just made some.
I'm sure you have.
Greg.
Oh, I had it was such a great point. Oh,
you had such great things to say, and we heard none of it.
Basically, I was talking about the pitching matchup and the fact that last week you probably would have thought that the Dodgers and the Padres were about even in their pitching matchup with Vasquez, Cease, and then Darvish. This time is very heavily favored with the Dodgers. The Dodgers have it's Snell versus Darvish. You just hit Darvish. Then you have Glasnow, who's been pitching really well, and that's going up in Nestor Cortez, who just got blasted in his last time out there. And the Dodgers also especially Freddie Freeman loves Nestor Cortez. Ooh. And then you have Yamamoto and Nick Pivetta. Nick Pivetta is a good pitcher, but he's probably not someone that you're thinking is one of their top tier pitchers over there. So the pitching matchup heavily favors the Dodgers. Now they just have to put up the runs and they have to score. They have to play like they did against the Padres this last weekend. Patient at the plate. Don't swing at things outside of the zone. Take a lot of walks. Get the big hit when it matters, and then they can do really well. I'm saying 2 out of 3.
All right. Okay. How many do they get this weekend, Parker?
Yep, I'm running 2 out of 3. Blake Snell gets the dub today. He has, I think, a ridiculous 12.5 Ks per 9 at Petco. So he's going to cook. That's just the place he likes to pitch. And then I think Glasnow's going to pull one out. I mean, he struck out 8 Padres in that 5-4 win last series. So I got 2 out of 3. It's all up to the offense to this point.
Make it unanimous. I'm going 2 out of 3 this week. It's the offense and the bullpen. The bullpen's got to be able to hold them late. That's going to be key in this one as well. Ideally, your starters get you through 7. I'll take 6. And the bullpen closing it down for the last 3 innings.
Give Yama some run support Sunday.
Please just give Yama some runs. That's all.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. I'm not too. Yeah. I'm not feeling Sunday day game against Pivetta and
day game
with Yoshi on the mound.
Yeah, all of it just doesn't.
That feels like a 4-2 loss. It's kind of what that feels like.
That's very much. And if they get 1 run for Yamamoto, I would be like, whoa, hey, a run.
I know, right? We'll 2 runs is an avalanche for sure. All right, we'll be back with you on Monday to break all of this down. The Dodgers go into this with a 1-game lead. Would love to see them extended by the time we get to Monday morning. We'll talk about that and more. Stick around on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. First pitch coming up with Travis, and DeMarco and Bergman. Back with you on Monday. Thanks to the chat. Thanks to LAX for Parker Bell, for Greg Bergman. I'm Marcus Grant. It's been the Blue Review presented by LAX. See you on Monday, everybody. Think Blue.
See ya.